Well, this morning, it's the aftermath of a storm. We're taking a look at some video here showing tree branches on a power line causing outages in the Sacramento area. Meanwhile, strong wind and rain caused even more scattered power outages in Northern California last night. This video of homes without power in Southland Park.
In the meantime, from Sacramento up to the Sierra overnight, we continue to see levels of precipitation coming down. The storm continues to move over Northern California. Welcome back, everyone, on this still raining Thursday morning. I'm Walt Gray.
I'm Bria Love. We'll have your top stories in just a moment. First, though, we are continuing our Storm Watch coverage as we're forecasting more wet weather on the way. Our Storm Watch team tracking that wet weather and assessing the damage. Meteorologist Rob Carlmark and Jordan Tolbert will highlight the current conditions and how they impact your morning commute. But first, let's get to ABC 10's Bridget Biorlo. She's in a Sacramento neighborhood where crews are working to get the lights back on right now. Bridget, good morning.
Good morning, Bria and Walt. Yes, we continue to track the rain, which, as you can see, continues to come down in parts of Sacramento. But yesterday, wind was the factor. It knocked down tree limbs onto power lines, knocked down power for three different neighborhoods. We're talking about Galt, Rancho Murrieta, and where we are in Land Park. So crews working hard to try to get the lights back on as early as possible. But if you're heading out this morning, I want to show you what you're going to be seeing. Some standing water in the road, ponding, especially along the sides of the road. When you look at this water, it doesn't look like a lot, but watch what happens as I walk in. This is really a good illustration of how we can often misjudge the depth of water. As you can see, my boots are going in. So this is quite a bit of water. As you can see, also leaves have accumulated. Leaves can become very slippery, especially when it catches a tire. That can make you lose control. And all this water is enough to make you hydroplane as well. All it takes is less than an inch of water to make you do that. The most critical time, 10 minutes after it starts raining onto roads with the oil residue on the streets mixing in can create those very slick and slippery conditions. So watch out for that as you're heading into work this morning. Keep also in mind our creeks and our rivers are running higher than usual for this time of year. Not quite approaching flood stage as of now, but it's something we continue to watch. And it's why first responders are sending the message: if you see any standing water in your neighborhood, call 311. Don't take any chances. Make sure you turn around before it's too late.
If you do encounter standing water, don't drive through it, turn around. We say turn around, don't drown, because we can't tell you how many times we've had vehicles that go through standing water. They get stuck, now they're trapped, and they need us to come out to rescue them.
And one more warning for you as we take a live look outside. This is something you can encounter on your way into work. Water covering your feet, that is enough to get your wheels having some loose traction and possibly make you run into problems. So as we send it back into studio, Rob, you continue to track another storm system heading our way later this afternoon. The blessing is that the winds weren't as strong as they could have been yesterday, but grounds now are saturated, roots potentially less stable. Are you concerned that more trees could come down as we enter another storm system?
Yes, absolutely, Bridget. That's a really great point because, you know, there's a level where it's a 1-2 punch, right? The first one, and we were not expecting a blockbuster storm out of this one. We got everything that we thought. We got rain, we got some wind, not widespread, but we got some wind, which is good, minimizes the damage. Also, snow is really piling up right now. But Jordan, in this situation, we know roughly what's going to happen. We just don't know exactly where, certainly when it comes to crashes.
Right. And this morning, you know, we had a major backup for at least an hour during our entire 5 to 6 a.m. hour at Richards Boulevard. And actually, just 2 days ago, we had another crash in that same spot. So really busy roadways, Yolo Causeway along Highway 50 through Sacramento. Just want to be extra careful, especially when the roads are a little bit slick, reduce that speed. And just make sure to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, certainly where we are right now, the rain is coming down. We can hear it on the roof. So let's get into the daily forecast because, folks, we're not done. In fact, if you live in a valley spot, if you're in Elk Grove or if you live in Sacramento or Yuba City, you're still looking at rain on and off for the next 2 days. But it's not going to look like this. This is the steady overnight rain that we saw where it was moderate to heavy at times. And this is what we're hearing right now going through the Sacramento area. It's quiet in Modesto, it's quiet in Tracy, but that rough line of more steady rain is moving to you within the next hour or two. As far as the temperatures, we're waking up to 50s and some 40s out there. This is certainly a cool down compared to the record highs we saw for 3 days in a row. So it's cooler, we've got rain, we've got snow, but we're not going to see a lot of wind over the next couple of days. So this is what we have on tap for today and for tomorrow. On and off showers. Late in the day, we could see some thunderstorms, which is going to involve some lightning, even some brief but heavy rain, and then it moves along quickly. For the mountains, we're going to see continued moderate to even heavy snow. I think we could continue to see snow piling up maybe 6 to 10 inches of past level snow. And the snow levels today are actually coming down. We are going to have more for the weekend. It's going to be on and off. I would say it's going to be more off on Saturday, more on Sunday, but certainly we're still looking at this wet, stormy pattern to continue for the next few days. So, Jordan, that means, to me at least, we're going to continue to see some rough road conditions because even after a storm, the roads are still wet. And it usually means problems.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by just be aware. Like Bridget was showing us there is ponding on roadways. This morning on my way into work, it was really slick getting onto the on-ramp, and there was also a lot of water gathered there at the bottom of that incline. So just definitely watch out for those things. Don't want to get caught by surprise. In terms of snow, we do have chain controls on Interstate 80 and Highway 50. You're looking at Echo Summit right here in El Dorado County. You can see why we have chain controls, Twin Bridges to Myers along Highway 50 because of those snow-covered roads. This is in West Sacramento, just before you hit the Yolo Causeway here. This is at Enterprise Boulevard. You can see traffic starting to pick up just a little bit this morning. You can see over the causeway, a little bit of slow-moving traffic, nothing major here. And we're starting to see some of the traffic dissipate from that earlier crash that was blocking northbound lanes of Interstate 5. This crash just popped up a few minutes ago, northbound Business 80, just before the American River. That's where we're going to see that crash this morning, and you can see there is some very slow-moving traffic, yellow on our map and red as well. So just want to be extra mindful, especially where Bridget was on local roads. Leaves on the road can make things extra slick, and it'll take you a little bit of extra time to stop as well.
All right, thank you, Rob and Jordan. And as we continue to monitor all this rain and snow, the best way for you to stay informed is with our free ABC 10 app. Just download it in your app store and then be sure to turn on notifications.